Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things good vibes, all things, all feels, all the stuff, all the time. And this week I wanted to dive a little bit into toxic positivity. And now I know what you're thinking. How could anything that is positive be toxic? Something I've been thinking about a lot, and it's something I actually had to do research on because this thing boggles my brain. It boggles my brain that that it's a term now. I don't know, it just seems like a pessimist that is just sick and tired of people being positive all the time made this word to make them feel better about themselves. But I decided to be open-minded and dig deeper and just kind of try to figure out what this whole toxic positivity thing is so I can share it with you guys and you guys can maybe understand what it is and kind of develop your own opinion about what you think. And I feel like this is a new term. I feel like this was created like in the last year. Don't quote me on that, but I have never heard of toxic positivity in my entire life up until about like a couple weeks ago. I will define it for you. I found this definition on the Psychology Today website, and I think it's a decent explanation. And essentially, we define toxic positivity as the excessive and ineffective overgeneralization of a happy, optimistic state across all situations. The process of toxic positivity results in a denial, minimalization, and invalidation of the authentic human emotional experience. So lots of words there, but I think what it's trying to say in my own words is that in every situation, no matter what, you're always positive. Yeah, so you're invalidating your emotional experience by only perceiving things as positives in any given situation. So here's what I think about this whole idea. So I am an optimist. Anyone who knows me knows that I am just happy all the time and I find the good in every situation. And yeah, I'm just generally just such a happy, positive, half glass full kind of girl. And I love that. And that I think is my defining feature as a human on this earth. I am a light worker beyond the veil. That's what I do. I'm here to spread light. I'm here to spread love. And I'm here to make your experience here on earth funner. Okay? That's what I'm here for. So I really think that this is just when you go too far with being positive. Honestly. And I feel like that is the most simplest way I can get it. Because I can think of a couple times in my human experience where I have been toxic in my positivity, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But what I really want to get through in this message is by saying that like nothing is wrong with being positive. I do not think that this is like a personality. I think that yes, you can take it too far with being positive, and I do agree that you should feel your emotions and you should feel them when they come through, and you should allow them to be and allow yourself to be in whatever emotion you're feeling in the moment. Although I see nothing wrong with finding the brighter side of whatever given situation you're in. It's all about perception. Your perception is your reality. I literally have a tattoo on my arm because it literally blows my mind how true that statement is and how long it took me to understand this term. Perception is reality. Ooh, man, if you watch this, I promise you at some point in your life, if it doesn't click for you now, it will click at some point in time. Believe me. Anyway, so I don't know, I just truly feel like it's all in how you view things. And for me, I generally tend to think of everything as positive. And if it's not positive, I can learn a lesson from whatever I'm learning. or whatever situation I'm going through. So I really don't see anything wrong with being positive all the time. Now, I feel like for other people, when they're expressing their emotions to you and they're expressing what they're going through in their human experience, then I feel like if you have empathy, if you are able to be empathetic, then you're going to know exactly what they need. You're going to be able to feel how they feel, and you're going to know exactly what to say to them in order to help soothe them and help validate their emotions. So I feel like maybe toxic positivity is when you're too far into your own experience that you can't understand what other people are experiencing in their life. So yeah, that makes so much sense to me. I hope this makes sense to you guys, because it really does make a lot of sense to me. And although this was on a psychology website, I feel like I'm taking it from a very literal sense, and I am understanding it in a different way because I see things from such a different angle. And especially being spiritual and doing all the work that we all spiritual homies do or do not, doesn't matter. You can be spiritual no matter what you do. It's all practice though, practice mindfulness and whatever. But anyway, I really do feel like the world needs more positive people. The world needs more light. The world needs people that view situations as, hey, I can learn something from this, or hey, you know what, I feel really bad, but I know that this too shall pass. I know that this feeling will go away at some point and things will get better. Like, what is wrong with that? Like, there's nothing in my head that says there's something wrong with thinking that way. So I just want to reassure all the light workers in the world that when you see this term, toxic positivity, do not take it personally like I did. I took that shit as a direct hit into my freaking heart. I was like, ooh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. But you know what? I took that and I'm redirecting that energy, and I'm turning it, transforming it, transmuting it, doing a little alchemy over here. And I'm turning it into something that we all can understand it better in this community that I am speaking to. So anyway, yes, toxic positivity, guys. That's what it is. That's how I feel about it. I don't think that there's anything wrong with viewing the world from a very high positive, high vibe lens. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Spread your light. What else are we doing? We're not going to be energy suckers around here. We're not just going to suck people dry for our own benefit. Why we do that? We don't want to do that. We don't want nothing to do with that. I just want everyone to know you're validated. I validate everything. I am your validator. I am validating you. So, toxic positivity is a thing, and I have had a few moments in time where I felt like maybe the positivity that I was giving off was inauthentic and it was toxic at times. And I wanted to give an example in my real life because that's really all I can do for examples. It's hard to make up examples of something, a term that I just now learned of, but I can definitely correlate it to my life in some way. And I wanted to share that with you guys. My last job, I had a very hard time at my last job, and it wasn't too bad until later in the year, around August, when I lost a lot of my crew because of them going back to college. So I lost a chunk of my crew from that. I did not realize how much that was going to affect our daily operations. And although I was hiring, I wasn't hiring fast enough. We weren't getting enough people in the door for even just interviews. So it was very hard to get the staff back where it was. And we lost one of our managers, and I literally love this girl to death. She's incredible, and losing her was Not fun. Yeah, so basically we got hit with the worker shortage. We were understaffed severely. Our sick policy led a lot of people to abuse it. And we ended up not being staffed a lot of the time. And with the high volume that we had, it was very, very unattainable to maintain sanity. Maintain sanity. So I did my best. I really did. I know I put 100% into that job, and unfortunately, I did not get 100% back from my team and my managers at that time, and I felt very alone, and I felt like I was the only one that could handle the stress of the job. Good one, Brooke. I definitely could not handle it. I was faking it the whole time. I was faking it till I make it, and that's what you do in the industry sometimes. You just do your best and you pretend like everything's together when it really is falling apart. So I took every situation with a grain of salt. I just tried my best to not let my team see me frazzled, see me upset, see me sad, see me cry, see me angry. I just tried to put on a front that everything is always okay. We're fine. We're going to be fine. I'm staffing up. I got 3 people starting next week. I was basically false promising these people a better situation. And there were times where I really did believe that things were going to get better, but there were times where I really felt like it was never getting better. And I remember so many times I would just keep reassuring people, like, it's gonna be okay, like, we'll be fine. Like, I remember just being so overly positive, just trying to overdo it to create peace in the workplace. And I would put all the work on my shoulders, and I would, lower the expectations of my team and higher my own expectations just to balance everything out, to keep everything in order. And I ran myself into the ground, needless to say, but I wish I would have been a little more honest with how I was feeling and what I was going through and how much work I was actually putting on my shoulders. And I feel like if I wasn't trying to toxify everyone in this like energy of everything's gonna be okay, we're fine, let's laugh and giggle, we'll get through it, we're fine, and just like that reassurance that like, oh, ha ha ha, like it's just nothing, this week is better, it feels better, everything's better, so what, that happened, or it's fine. I was invalidating people's feelings. I didn't understand why they couldn't come to work, so in the moments leading up to my resignation, I was just pretending, and I think that is when toxic positivity is really a thing. I think it's when you're just faking things. I was for sure invalidating all of my feelings. I was invalidating all of my emotional experience, and then I'd come home and get trashed every night. And then I'd wake up and do it again, and it was just not a good time. I was not taking care of myself. I was not really taking care of my people because I wasn't being honest with them, and that ultimately led to my downfall. And I'm much happier now, and things are great. But I think that's a great example of toxic positivity, is just when your actions are not doing anyone any good, and it's just you're pretending that things are okay, and you're pretending that you're happy when in reality you're miserable and you're not doing okay. It's okay to not be okay. One of my best friends taught me that, and I will love her forever for saying that, because it's such a great thing to say. Like, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to voice that you're not okay, because then we can act accordingly. But if you pretend like you're okay, then I'm never going to be able to help you, and no one's ever going to really be able to get in, or you're not going to let anyone in because everything's okay. So anyway, guys, if you like this video, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Let me know how you feel about toxic positivity. Let your girl know. I'm curious. I'm really curious what other people think about this. And I feel like it might be a controversy because of how I feel about it, but I'd love to get into it with you guys and just see the other perspectives, and maybe there's something I'm missing. So let me know in the comments below. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in, and Peace and love to you all. I'm gonna just spread it, 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 spread it. Yeah. All right, guys. Peace out. I will check in next week with you all.